Welcome, everyone. I'm Heath.
And I'm Jay.
And you're listening to Host of Horror's Parking Lot Reviews. We just got done watching King Richard, people.
Holy crap. Alright, so I have a lot to say about this movie, but this ain't gonna be long. But Will Mother King Smith, Oscar.
Give this man an Oscar.
Get this man an Oscar.
It was so good. He was so... Everyone in this movie was so good. I
Best
wish I
fiction.
would have caught their names, but the little girl that played Venus and the mom. Beautiful.
Maybe the whole family.
The whole cast was good, but those two specifically were just infectious.
Man, and
Infectious.
the performances were so great.
And John Berthal was in this movie, and he didn't act like John Berthal. So, good on him. He deserves an Oscar just for that.
Fans of The Punisher need not watch. Because you're going to have a whole different opinion of him after this.
He was so good.
And you know what's funny? Like, since it's the biopic, looking at the footage, since they always do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whoever the casting director was and hair and makeup, they did a phenomenal job making sure everyone looked like their counterparts because, like, carbon copies, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Carbon copies.
The little girls that play Venus and Serena look identical to their younger selves. It's good.
I love that part. And, man, so I think I really do like, whoever the director was, I'm sorry that you got overshadowed by Will Smith, but you did good.
Yeah. This was a good movie.
Right? And
beginning to end, it was so good. There were high moments, there were low moments. There were moments that made me feel sad in my little pity belly tummy. But then there were moments that made me smile so fucking hard that a tear would come out of my eye socket.
And the best part about it is, it goes to show about how much, first of all, representation matters.
Yes.
Two, it's almost like a rags to riches story, and a story about, trying so hard to achieve goals. And it's you can do anything you want.
Yes.
Richard Williams, he came from Shreveport.
Which that's where we are.
Yeah, our hometown and stuff.
And he's actually from Cedar Grove, and that's where you grew up.
Yeah. So he actually lived not too far from where my family lives, about a few streets down. So, that in particular, it blows my mind about, having such an inspiring story from someone from here.
Yeah, and hearing him talk about the old days of Shreveport, because this was in the 1991 when he was talking about this. So let's say max he's in his 40s, 50s. That wasn't that long ago, to be perfectly honest. And to hear him talk about the way Shreveport used to be, it makes me just go, yeah, I see that. I get that. It's kind of sad. It's not even kind of sad. It's very sad.
It's only been 30 years.
Only been 30 years since he was talking about the Klan, running from the Klan as a child. Let that sink in.
It's really it's wild. It's very, very wild.
And his performance was so good in this movie. From talking about his childhood to the love he has for his children, pushing them as hard as he does. There are several encounters where he just gets so emotional talking about how much he loves his kids.
And on top of that, it's he knows his kids can do it.
Yeah.
And you can just tell how hard he pushes to be able to get them to a better place. And
he does it. He fucking does it, man.
He did that. He did that. And it just goes to show you can put your mind to basically anything you want. And that is such an inspiring message. Especially to, oh God, that last scene. The last scene was so just... That made my heart so full.
That was another one of the little smile moments this movie's very good at.
And
it makes you feel so good at the end.
It follows all of the the tropes that biopics lead you to follow, like almost like a character's growth, like a lot of character growth.
A lot, especially for Richard.
There's
Like
so much.
you follow Richard, but I feel like the movie's main character or like the main protagonist is Venus. Like this is her story, but you're seeing it through the eyes of Richard.
Honestly, I kind of feel like Venus and Serena, to a lesser extent, unfortunately, are the objects of the movie. Like, this movie is about movie is about Richard. Like,
Yeah,
Venus just happens to be the object, the one who's going through the physical part of the journey, while Richard and his family, mostly Richard, is going through the emotional beats, the emotional journey of basically letting know when to let go and let God, because he's very tunnel visioning. Like, he is so committed to this plan that he basically predisposed on these kids.
But and there's moments where like he won't let them do certain things, but it makes sense through his eyes, through the world that he's seeing, especially when you get into one of my like I hate talking about child actors and how fucked up they're treated, and how that fame can either go to their head, or they lose that fame and then they kind of just drop off, or
fame and pressure.
Child celebrities, children's celebrities, it hardly ever works out in the favor. And I think Richard had that exact same problem, is he was seeing all of that, and it came across as a little overbearing, but I'm sitting there watching it going, I mean, I get it, dude. I genuinely get it. And there's a lot of moments like that where you don't know what's right or what's wrong, because you see the way Venus is handling all this and you're like, okay, what he's doing is obviously wrong. But then you get news clips and newspaper readings, and you're like, no, I see where Richard's coming from.
You see the world that's happening around you, and
especially where he comes from, and where they came from, Compton.
Yeah, the link between Shreveport and Compton is very close, way more close than you think.
And it's so sad, because you really do. You see exactly why Richard is doing the things that he's doing, but you feel bad for Venus.
Honestly, you feel bad for Venus and Serena, because it's like they push Serena, so they push Venus so into the spotlight, and this also makes for one of the best lines in the movie. Venus may be becoming the number one tennis player in the world, but you be the greatest there ever was.
It's a good line.
It's such a good line, and that's also the reason why we remember Serena way more than we do Venus.
I'm not gonna lie, I knew she had a sister, but I didn't know who Venus. I didn't know her sister's name was Venus. Honestly, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. When we went into watching this movie, I knew who Serena Williams was. She was a tennis player. That's it. I didn't know she was like. I knew like she was held in high regard, but I didn't know she was like considered the best athlete when it comes to tennis. I didn't know that. I didn't know who Venus was. I didn't know who Richard was. I didn't know half the people they were talking about in this movie.
Now people are gonna know. I mean, you have to be in the tennis world and know about half the people here. But
yeah, but I mean, Serena,
you know now.
But like for me, who has no knowledge, to know who Serena Williams is, that's a feat. That is a damn good feat, and I cannot take that away from her.
Oh yeah, no,
she earned that.
And the fact that they produced this. They just really wanted to make a movie about their father. I feel like they really wanted to just honor their father, pay tribute to him.
Because I was gonna say, I made a joke before we watched the movie with my fiance about, I love that they made a Serena and Venus biopic about King Richard, about their father. So I was like, oh yeah, let's take two of the greatest female athletes ever and make a biopic about their dad. And so I made that joke. I was like, ha ha ha. But then when you watch the movie, no, it again, Venus and even a little bit of Serena are the main protagonists, but Richard and the mom, mainly Richard, is the one you actually see. You see through his eyes. You see his development, his growth, and I couldn't have seen it any other way. Like it, you have to know the story through Richard's eyes, and it's a very good movie.
I feel like this movie is going to be very culturally words. This movie
English.
is going to be a very culturally relevant movie for a good long time, because if it may not be the best at the box office, it's gonna get awards. Is definitely gonna be shown at every black school here. Everybody is gonna know who King Richard is. Everyone's gonna know about this movie, especially here in Shreveport, especially here because of Richard Williams growing up here. It's gonna be in it for the long haul. That's what I'm gonna say. In it for the long haul.
It's a very inspirational movie. It really much is. It makes you feel good about yourself towards the end, especially that in credit montage they do. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Please go check this movie out.
You have to. You got to watch this movie. Please do.
What would you rate it?
Oh, this rating, honestly, solid 5.
I'm probably gonna say the same thing. I want to watch it again. I have HBO Max, so I may watch it again. It's probably going to be a 5. But for right now, it's going to be a 4.5. But honestly, I can't find a fault with it. So you know what? Fuck it. 5 stars. Because I can't find the pacing, the acting, the writing. And as good as it makes me feel at the end of the movie, this is a 5 for me.
There's no point where I felt bored. I felt like, I'm gonna look at my phone. Like, there's no point where I felt like the pacing was bad. Like, everything was. This is a perfectly emotionally calculated movie. Like, all of the beats, all of the emotions, all of the acting, everything about this film, it's perfect. It's for what it is. It's perfect.
It's good. It's very good. Like, I've been questioning my top 5 of the year because we're going to do that video at the end of the year, our top 5. Been questioning what was going to be on the list. There's no question with this. This movie, unless 5 other great movies come out, this is for sure going to be on the list.
Oh, of course.
It's such a good movie. Please, support your local theater. Check this movie out.
Safely.
But do it.
Until then, though.
Until we decide to actually go see another movie, a recent movie.
This is a recent movie. This just came out.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't watch recent movies. We watch old 80s horror movies. Anyway, I've been Heath.
And I've been Jay.
And we have been...
Host of Horrors.
Yeah, whatever. This is a parking lot review.